The Ukraine war has reached a critical point. The Trump administration is pushing for a quick end to the conflict.
You're gambling with World War III.
To be clear, the unprecedented White House Oval Office blow-up was disastrous in many ways.
You don't have the cards.
But it also revealed some hard truths, making it clear that this war needs to end. And it's not a moment too soon. With 250,000 deaths and 800,000 wounded, $1 trillion in economic damages, Ukraine is reeling. The government is running out of troops to fight Russia. On both sides, the war has become a grinding and brutal battle of attrition. Battle lines haven't meaningfully moved since 2022. And declining support in the U.S. for continued war funding only adds to the greater sense of urgency. This war needs to end for the sake of Ukraine, for its post-war security, for its prosperity, for its very future. And this moment also provides an opportunity for a reset of U.S.-Russian relations, because the U.S. has the leverage to actually set the stage for peace talks and a reinvigorated European security architecture that also makes the U.S. more secure. Look, if we don't take the opportunity now to end this war, we could see a permanently weakened Europe with a massive fault line running through it that would make all but certain that Russia and the West would continue to get into more wars. In this scenario, Ukraine becomes an open sore, and Russia would make certain that the country can't rebuild, can't repatriate refugees, can't be independent or secure. Ukraine would become a dysfunctional ward of the West. Ultimately, we need an accord that Ukraine will embrace, that the Russians will respect, and that Europe can support. But Trump baselessly blaming Ukraine for starting the war and his administration's defense of Russia's invasion at the UN is reckless and absurd. And the Oval Office incident will likely make it harder to end the war. These events are unhelpful distractions from pursuing our most important goals. Those goals involve a wide range of issues that need to be discussed in detailed negotiations. But a couple key principles can help guide the U.S. towards an outcome that we need. First off, put the U.S. in the driver's seat and pursue core U.S. vital interests. That means boosting American statesmanship, the type of diplomacy that helped us deal with rivals like the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Recognizing our core vital interests also means trying to understand what the other side wants. Not agreeing with them, not even sympathizing with them, but having an understanding of what they perceive to be their core vital interests. That means acknowledging that we can't force Russia's capitulation in Ukraine because we're not willing to go directly to war with Russia, a country that has the world's largest nuclear arsenal. Now, Biden's fundamental mistake was rejecting diplomacy or even talking. Instead, he extended the war and deferred to Ukraine on broader war strategy.
We'll have the funding necessary to support Ukraine as long as it takes.
In effect, the U.S. strategy saw harming Russia as some sort of unalloyed good, where Ukraine would bear the heaviest burden, the so-called butcher's bill. That policy has only made Ukraine's situation more precarious, and the war now threatens Ukraine's ability to move forward, to rebuild, to join the European Union, to pursue its future. The U.S. strategy to bring about peace in Ukraine actually means broadening the scope of the problem beyond the Ukrainian battlefield. Because for Russia, this war is a theater to a larger geopolitical conflict with the United States. The Ukraine war has become the most devastating European conflict since World War II. But there is an end in sight. A negotiated settlement, or compromise, actually affords Ukraine the best opportunity to actually preserve its independence, a viable path towards reconstruction, and eventual membership to the EU. That might not be the sort of end that Ukrainians had sought to this war, but it's very clear where the other path leads.